exploring at Big Bend National Park, and perfect weather for it.
Hi, I'm Wade.
And I'm Lorraine.
And we are on the off-ramp.
In fact, we're in the desert of Big Bend National Park and enjoying our 3 days of staying in Terlingua and camping out here. Join us as we explore Big Bend National Park. Wade and I are loving the fact that we can go at a slow pace down this road, and we can take pictures, or he can take pictures of things that he's seeing on the side of the road. It's not busy, it's not a high season time, and so we're taking advantage of being able to stop as often as we feel like it. We've got all the time in the world, and that's the beauty of traveling when you're retired and no big agenda that we have to follow. This has been really relaxing, and we're enjoying the road trip. We both love driving together, riding together, and checking out the scenes. And check out on Instagram Wade Kaler Photographer, and you're gonna see some of the photos that we've been taking on this, or that he's been taking on this trip. I take no credit. Walking towards our van that's waiting for us in the parking lot. This was just a short little walk to a viewpoint, and the day is heating up. It'll probably be one of our hottest days yet on our 4-month adventure here. It's supposed to hit as high as 27 Celsius.
29.
29, okay, well, that'll keep us warm.
And then 19 tomorrow.
That's right, the range is huge, so 19 tomorrow, which we'll like as well. 19 is actually more pleasant for hiking. This is more of a walk than a hike, but we both have good boots for this. What's he looking at? Oh, the tunnel we just went through. I couldn't tell if that tunnel was ancient or current and made to look ancient, but it's kind of neat going through that. So there we go. Not always a desert, it says. It used to be an ancient ocean. Well, we are enjoying this huge valley, and we're going to take a hike to check out an overview of the Rio Grande. See how that works. Can we actually see where there's a trail here?
Yep.
Oh, it's over here. Looks like this is it here.
Yeah, I think any one of these we could go up.
Okay. This is some of the plant life we're seeing. We sure have been enjoying looking at it even from the roadside as we've been driving. And here we are, hiking among it.
I love those cactus.
I know. Look at those red needles.
Cacti.
So neat.
So here we are, overlooking the Rio Grande. And I believe those mountains in the background are in Mexico.
We're having a hard time figuring out exactly
Where the border is, exactly.
The border is and where everything is. So that's a ribbon of highway we're seeing.
Yeah, I think we're going down there yet.
So in this view that we stopped for, it really shows us the wilderness without boundaries. It says you're looking across the Rio Grande floodplain toward the wild reaches of Mexico's Sierra del Carmen. Really is so vast.
Yeah, this is so different than our Canadian Rockies. It's so different than what we're accustomed to seeing. It is just amazing when you look at it. It's a whole different type of rock formation.
Yeah, we're really not getting tired of this at all.
Not yet.
How could you?
Okay. We are here at Big Bend Park, and we're going to take the hike to the hot springs. It is 27 or 28 degrees today. I do not think we'll be going into the hot springs.
I'm going to this river right here.
Oh, it is 2.8 miles, it says. It is beautiful here, though. The cottonwood trees. There's a lot of water in here, so I don't know if they're I think they may be purposefully will have done it just to keep the trees watered. I don't know. So we made an executive decision and decided not to do the Hot Springs Trail. Turns out it is 10 miles, or no, 6 miles, 10 kilometers, I guess, something like that. And they say you should be off the trail by 10 a.m. because of the heat warnings right now. So
it is considered the hottest part of the park during or at any time. So I'm not prepared to hike in that kind of heat considering the day it is today.
Not today. So we're gonna go see if we can find the Rio Grande River among all this beauty. I guess there's a pump house here pumping water up to the village, is my guess. Those are reeds, look at that.
Is this it?
I think this is the Rio Grande.
We made it? Lots of warnings, don't attempt to swim across, don't attempt to...
So that's Mexico right there.
Oh.
I wonder if they have cattle that have been coming down there.
This is Wade wanting to get Mexican food. This little this little crossing here is called Mules Crossing, and across the river of the Rio Grande is a little village called Boqueas, and in there is supposedly a Mexican restaurant. So you can get a ride on a boat across a river to go to a Mexican restaurant. I told Wade there were enough Mexican restaurants on this side of the river to be able to... Yeah, well, that was the other piece. This is an official crossing, and you need to bring your passport. So this is a crossing into Mexico, and there are quite a few cars in this parking lot. So I'm guessing they are doing this crossing. I suspect a bit of a novelty and fun for some to do. We're gonna just take a picture of these beautiful rock faces here. We have more exploring here to do in Big Bend. We've planned out our route for today and for tomorrow. Look right over Wade's head there, you can see some buildings. That is the village across from the river in Mexico, where you would go find Mexican food and much more. Little shops and things that people can buy things from. Apparently a great place to visit, but we haven't added that to our trip today.
What's that?
Another stop for us on another stop for us here in Big Bend National Park. And it's funny, we run into some of the same people as we're traveling along this kind of one-way drive to Santa Elena Canyon. But now we're going to go for a walk down Lower Burro Mesa Pour-Off. So, I don't know. Looks like it belongs in cartoons or something. This is our view. And we're walking into some kind of ravine or a pour-off. Now, we're not allowed to pick any plant life or take any home, and of course we wouldn't be able to cross the border with it anyway. But wow, look at these red cactuses. I mean, we see lots of green ones around, but I'm loving seeing the different colors of them. And then of course there's this spiky branch thing that looks kind of dead. But it's just fun watching and looking at all the different plant life that thrives here in a very dry area. We're just noticing how different the rocks are as they pile up on high up on the mountain, and chunks of them have come rolling down, I'm assuming, over time. It's just beautiful. Slight breeze, apparently a high of 20 today, but it feels warmer down here in this little valley. So I'm standing in this riverbed that Wade and I hiked over to, and what we're finding is that it's dry, no water. We were told by our camp hosts at Roadrunner Travelers RV Park, and she told us that a bit of rain and some of these creeks can just fill up quickly, flash flooding. So right now it's dry, and it is their dry season. Well, Wade is taking a picture of where there would be a waterfall, and if you follow up with us, wow, I love the way my voice is echoing in this little space. But that is where, in wetter times, in their rainy season, there would be a waterfall coming down off of that crevice. Down, 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 all the way on top of Wade. And right now it's just the flies and us that are enjoying this. We've been meeting people along the way, so that's nice. As we're traveling on to Santa Elena Canyon, we see a sign that says Soto Vista. You know, and when it has the word Vista in the description, well, I'm thinking you have to stop. So take a look way ahead. Hope you can see this, but there's a crevice in the rocks. That's where we're headed, Santa Elena Canyon. I think we are. That's what we've said as long as we've been looking at those rocks. But take a look at this view. I guess, you know, does a video really do it justice? But I'm just turning a circle here and just showing you the beautiful day we have here and the beautiful view and what an amazing world we live in and the creativity that God has had as He's made this place. So much to appreciate, so much to be thankful for. And of course, there's always the opportunity to see the photos that Wade takes at these kinds of locations.
Maybe not from here.
Well, the lighting isn't exactly what you like at this time of day, but here we are, just stopping and enjoying the moment. So that canyon, that crevice is where we're headed to. We've seen so many videos of others traveling to this spot. It feels surreal that we are seeing it for ourselves.
But first we have to navigate this nice winding road.
Yes, this winding road, Wade. Good thing I use my steering wheel and my brakes as well when we're driving.
Yeah.
Not a lot of traffic though. It's not like we're keeping anybody, you know, holding anybody back or anybody's holding us back. I have to say this Sprinter van is a perfect way of traveling on this road. Okay, we are getting closer. This is so exciting. That is so big. If you're from Manitoba, you know what Steep Rock looks like. But we're kind of like a frog standing at Steep Rock. That's how high these are. What'd you say?
I think we're smaller than a frog.
Maybe an ant. We are not. I'm not using mathematical scale here, but this is incredible.
Kind of reminds me of Viewpoint Canyon in near Thunder Bay.
Oh, instant stop here. We are at the Rio Grande, not far from Santa Elena Canyon, and this gives us a river view of the Rio Grande River. Look how low it is. And if we crossed that river, we'd be in Mexico. You ready to jump across, Wade? Could pretty much walk across in a few places. Check out Wade Kaler standing at the Rio Grande, contemplating how he's going to get over to the other side into Mexico.
I don't want to swim.
No, I don't think we're supposed to swim in these waters.
Look at that canyon wall.
Wow.
Standing and looking at Santa Elena Canyon on the Rio Grande River. On the left side is Mexico, on the right side is the United States. And that's part of the border crossing. I guess there's no border crossing there. But we're going to go down. There's a road that takes us down there, and then we're going to go take a hike through the reeds and then head down to the river and take a look at the canyon. Looking forward to this one. But this wall, canyon wall, is just extraordinary. And it kind of reminds me of Viewpoint Canyon and Thunder Bay, except there you have a solid wall like that on both sides. And here the other wall that would, I guess, match this wall is probably about 30 miles across in the Rio Grande Village area.
So we're walking along the banks of the Rio Grande. This side, the US. That wall is on the Mexican side. People are standing in the water. Could pretty much walk across no problem, as someone is. There's a 1.6 mile that goes along the rock face and takes you into the canyon, which I think Wade and I will probably do. So people have been walking through this water. My boots say water repellent. I'm not waterproof. And right at the beginning, Wade's going to take some shots here of the canyon, but I do not want to get my boots wet before the hike. If we were at the end of the hike, no big deal. But we're just starting. This is Cottonwood Campground, a popular one that we've heard about in a lot of other people's YouTube videos. We tried to get into this campground and couldn't get in.
It was already full.
It was full, and it's full today too. I mean, it doesn't really look that way, but you can see that there must have been RVs booked to some of these spots. And to the right of us is the Rio Grande. So it's been nestled right up against it, but there is a fence keeping you from wandering over to the water, whatever there is for water. Lovely campground. Now, I don't believe there's hookups here of any kind.
No, this is all
dry camping.
The Rio Grande Village campground did seem much nicer.
That's true. The Rio Grande Village area was larger, right? Had more choices.
Yeah.
Including
some full hookup sites.
Yeah, so the RV park that's within Big Bend National Park is privately owned but has complete hookups. So that's a huge advantage if you can get any of those spots. If you need all the amenities.
I think that was a government one too.
I thought I read that it was a privately owned one. So we'll have to check on our information sheets. We are at the Mules Ears Viewpoint. I think you can see exactly why it's called that. Now, if I wasn't nice, I would try to position those ears exactly.
Can you do it?
Right there.
Can you do it?
Nice ears you have, hun. And this is the Mules Ears Viewpoint. Oh, he moved. Okay. He's going to humor me. All right.
Call me Dr. Spock.
Oh, yeah, or that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These are like Dr. Spock ears, or are they the mule's ears that they're talking about?
Spock it is.
Thanks for humoring me, hun.
Live well and prosper.
Yeah. There we go. One of our last stops today as we've traveled through Big Bend. Done a lot of driving in it. We drive one direction, went to Santa Elena Canyon. It's great to look at it. And then, you know, as we drive back down the same road, there's just a whole new view for us. So we just enjoy the drive either direction. Just seeing all the mountains around us. Yep, great drive today.
Thanks for joining us again today on our tour through Big Bend National Park.
This park is located in the west end of Texas, and it is huge. There was so much to see and do, we didn't nearly scratch the surface.
We got to see old ruins like this that were over 100 years old. We got to see beautiful mountains and an incredible variety of plant life.
And when we thought we were done, a recommendation came to us to go to Big Bend State Ranch Park, which is next to it, and we took the drive through that.
Which just makes us realize more and more that the plans that we make, we need to be ready to hold our plans loosely.